Coaching on the Move. I am your host, Dawn Fisk, YouTuber, podcaster, life coach and trainer. Now today is a Monday morning. It is gorgeous Monday morning, the first in August that we've had so far in the UK. And I have decided to record today on a dog walk, which I haven't done for a few weeks actually, for several reasons. But this morning the alarm went off harshly, woke me from a very deep sleep, and I had that blip, that moment where I thought, oh, it's a Monday morning, and then decided, no, don't think like that. So I have reframed my thoughts and decided to view it all very differently. So I'm here out in a gorgeous wood, early, very early, with the dogs and with you. So if you haven't listened to this before, this is me. It's authentic. It's from a good place. It's not scripted. It's not planned. Half the time I don't really know what's going to come out next. It's from the heart. And you join me wherever I am, and I hope wherever you are doing, whatever you're doing, walking, working, travelling, we're in this together. So today's podcast is a bit of a pep talk, really. It's an inspirational pep talk about how to have a cracking week. That's what we're planning. Because it's a Monday morning, I have made that decision myself. This is going to be a cracking week, and so I thought I would share that, and let's be in it together. This is episode 62, I think. If you're new, there are there's 61 other episodes to catch up on all sorts of subjects: how to bounce back from adversity, how to plan looking ahead, how to choose your emotions, how to control your emotions, how to cope with anxiety, how to change your mindset. There's so many. So have a look at all of those. Tell your friends about this podcast if it helps you today. The only little bit of admin I wanted to say before we launch into this is it's August, so I have launched my summer sale. If you want to make the most of the fact that I've slashed the prices on the online programs that I offer on the website, which is www.milestone-coaching.co.uk. There's 2 online programs that you can do at home in the comfort of your own home in August while perhaps we've got some annual leave, or work's quiet, or you're hoping to sort out and shake up all of your time management. There's one on time management, ready for August, ready for the last quarter of the year, so that you can really increase your productivity, your efficiency, your focus, and make the most of the last quarter of the year. If you want to do that, the price is slashed on the website for the Time Management for Busy People program. There's also a 7-module, much longer program, Advanced Stress Management program, that is also price slashed. So if you want to learn to permanently be able to manage and control and understand your stress, your stressors, your stress symptoms, how best to control them for you, tailored to you, another program that you can do in the comfort of your own home at your own pace. And once you download either of these programs, they're yours for good. So they're then on your PC, you've downloaded them, you own them. You can therefore revisit them as often as you need. If and when your time management slips a little bit, you can go back to it. If or when your stress increases again, perhaps, or new stresses come in, you can go back to it. So it's certainly an opportunity, if you're going to benefit from them, perhaps to do it in August while the prices are down. Anyway, let's crack on. Other than that, and just to say that my 7-week life skills and confidence program, another one, is about to start on August the 11th, I think. It's a Tuesday. I think that falls on August 11th. So in just a week or so, just slightly beyond a week, if you are listening to this in real time, there will be another 7-week coaching Zoom group. They're small groups though. I keep the ceiling at 8 people maximum so that it's friendly, small, non-threatening, welcoming, and it's a life skills and confidence workshop from teens up to any age really, where you get a little bit involved, but you don't have to too much if it's overwhelming at first. In fact, actually I had one chap in a previous program who didn't put his camera on or get involved for the first couple of weeks, but actually, ironically, as you get more confident, which is the purpose of the workshop, he plucked up courage and he put the camera on, he got involved, which is great. You can really measure the progress there. So again, www.milestone-coaching.co.uk/workshops for that one. But it's all there on the website. Right, let's launch into this week's episodes of Life Coaching on the Move. Today I want to focus on having a cracking week. Because if you knew that you could, if someone said to you, okay, press this button for a great week, press this button for a really nonchalant, mediocre, uneventful, boring week, or press this button for actually a really hard, tricky, challenging week, negative week, which one would you press? I am certain 99.9% of us would press the I'm going to have a cracking week, I'm going to have a great week. If only there were such a button. However, there is really, because it's within us. Generally, it is within our control. And I heard a phrase this week which I absolutely loved and has stayed with me, and it just sums everything up. So I thought I would share this. Have you noticed that whenever you have problems, you're there? I love that. That is so succinct, and it may not resonate with you as much as it did me, where, have you noticed that whenever you have problems, you're always there? Now, what does this mean? Does it mean, well, it can mean anything that we want it to mean to us. But for me, it made me think of, I'll tell you what it made me think actually. It made me think of a few clients that I've worked with in the past, who when they, in a non-judgmental way, I just wish I knew this phrase actually, is what it made me think. Because I think, excuse me, that would make me go straight to the root, potentially, of how they were seeing things. Because sometimes, not often actually, but sometimes I work with clients who everything feels wrong for them, and they've got an issue with their manager, with their team, with their partner, with their mother, and they're, of course, when a client first comes to you, they pour everything out. They give you the big picture, they give you the background and fill you in, so that you understand what's going on in their life. You get a piece of what life is like for them, so that then the two of you can use the material and move forward, and that is important to do that. And sometimes, not always, sometimes you get this picture that everything's going wrong, the mother's a real problem and terrible, the boss is a real bully, the friends really, really let them down, the husband's very uncaring and unsupportive, or the wife, or all of that. And the thing is, we can't change those people. And this is where we move to. We can't change any of those. Together, the client and I can't change any of those because, first of all, they're not even in the room. The only person that is in the room, of course, is my client. And I say to them, the only one I can help at the moment is you, because you're the only one here. But of course, reassuringly, when we look at ourselves, when we change, the whole world changes anyway. So that's fine and that's good. But this phrase, have you noticed whenever you've got problems, you're there, kind of is the same, but seeing it from a different angle. That what is our involvement in those problems, especially if we have lots of them. If we have lots of problems and there is the boss and the mother or the father and the kids are playing up and the partner and the friends let you down, is it the one variable that's involved? You, me, is it ourself? Is that the one variable? Because sometimes it can just be the way we're looking at things. Because we can look at everything and see, oh, my mum's always on at me, or my partner's not loving, etc., etc. And so therefore we feel we've got loads and loads of problems. But in fact, is the problem actually not those people? Is the problem the way we are looking at it? Is the problem our expectations of all those people? So in fact, if we change those expectations or our perception of the situation or the interactions with those people, or our perception of how they are or aren't treating us, or whatever it is, if we change our bit in that, then of course those problems go away anyway. And we don't have to have those difficult conversations. Don't get me wrong, there will be times, genuine times, where we might need to have a difficult conversation with one person. But if we're in a scenario where it feels that everybody, the whole world, oh, what's wrong with everybody? My mum's having a go, my boss, then maybe it's me. Maybe it's me, the way I'm looking at it. Maybe it's not all of those people. Maybe it's something I'm giving out, or maybe it's the way I'm seeing things, or maybe it's my expectations. But I'm at the root of it. I'm the variable here, for example, let's say. The other area as well is to see, it may be our version. I love that word. When I'm working with clients, they'll say, yeah, but I'm just not pretty enough, or look at me, my hair, my weight, or they'll say I'm not good enough at work, I don't perform as well as my colleagues, or I'm not good at the sales like my colleagues, or I'm not good on the phone, or they're much better at presentations. They'll get the promotion that we're both going for because so lots of clients compare themselves. I'm not successful enough, I'm not bright enough, I'm not clever enough, I'm not entrepreneurial enough, I'm not courageous enough to take that risk, whatever it is. So the words I'm not X, Y and Z, I'm not good at communicating enough, or something like that. So the words I'm not and enough instantly makes me know that they have a version of what it should be like, or what they should be like, or what their performance should be like, or their ability, or their knowledge, or their education, or their looks, or their physique, or they're not happy because they haven't got that house or that car or that lifestyle, or they're not going on those holidays, or they've not got that amount of money, they're not earning the amount of money. Whenever there's dissatisfaction and unhappiness and comparison, it's because we have a version of what we think it should be. We have a version of how much money we should have, or what sort of house we should have, what sort of lifestyle we should have, what sort of success in our career, what level we should be reaching, or should have got to at this point, or even what type of job. I haven't got a great job, I'm just a X, Y and Z. And so when you've got dissatisfaction or unhappiness, it's because you haven't lived up to the version of what it should be like in your mind. And that is just an image. So what versions have you got in your mind? If you're complaining about the kids, why aren't my kids like those? Those children, they study lots, they're polite, they're interested, they get involved in their family. Our kids don't want to know, they stay up in their bedrooms, da 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 da. So what version are you comparing your reality to? And where's that version come from? Because it's only an image, it's only a surface shot that you may or may not have seen, or you've conjured up in your mind, the ideal. So we have these ideal versions of how our relationship should be, or what our bank balance should be, or what our lifestyle should be, or our career. So there's that word should, which I ban. Says who? Me. We say it to ourselves. The I should, says it to themselves. Says who? That person. And so that's setting ourselves up for failure anyway, because there is no should, says who. It's could. I could have a lifestyle like that, or I could have a home like this. There's an element of choice and less pressure. So if you're feeling fed up at the moment, or discontented, or disappointed, or frustrated with any part of your life, then I suspect it's because you have an ideal version of how it should be. But where's that come from? Why are you holding it? What's it doing for you? Where's it rooted? Is it, if it's a goal that you've got and it's a driving, motivating force, and it's keeping you moving forward, and it's inspiring you and encouraging you, then I think that's great. That's useful. That's something you're aiming for. It's giving you a purpose. It's giving you your why. And I've talked about this on a previous episode. If we can keep reminding ourselves of our why am I doing this job? Why am I training for this marathon? Why am I on this eating program, nutritional change? Why am I studying for this degree? All of those things. If you know your why, and you keep reminding yourself if your why is strong enough and compelling enough and passionate, then by reminding yourself of it, you will stay on track, even on those down days or those wobbly moments. But if there isn't a why, it's just a version of something you've got in your mind that you think is ideal. You've seen somebody you'd like to look like that, and then you beat yourself up. Why can't I look like that? Why can't I be like that? Why can't I behave like that? Or why can't I have what they've got, or have achieved what they've achieved, or be happy like them? Then that is just a version of something that you've got in your mind, and it's not necessarily inspiring you. It's holding you back. It's dragging you down because it's giving you negativity. So you can, though, change that version. What I would say is as I always say, awareness is half the battle. So are you feeling disappointed, fed up, down, or low on yourself in the world because you're comparing what you feel you've got at the moment, or where you are in the world at the moment in life? Are you comparing it with a version that is unrealistic, unhelpful, just an image? Where does it come from? Is it something you've conjured up? And is it having a negative impact? Because once you're aware of that, and see it for what it really is, because we've got to get a reality check, even if we'd like what they've got, whoever they are, or their happiness. We don't actually know the truth of that anyway. It's only a version of something we've seen. It's a version of what those people or that person or that family or whatever gives out. We don't know what's going on underneath. We don't know their own self-doubts, anxieties and struggles, and so on. There's rarely ever just true perfection, true perfect picture. Even on Facebook and social media, it's only ever the best photo that they put up. They don't put the rough, horrible photo up, or the boring day that they've had, or the wobbly moment. It's the happy, look at me, here I am with their glass of fizz or their lovely coffee, or doing something great, or looking great and all dressed up, ready to go out on a great night. It's all filtered and picked and selected. We're seeing a very selected version that they want to put across. Anyway, so be very careful of that. So first of all, when we notice that we're always there when we've got problems, what is our involvement? Is it too high expectations of others and images of others, so that when we're disappointed, our parent, mum's let us down, our boss has, or whatever, it may well be because we've got a version of how they should treat us in our mind, expectation, image in our mind. Is that fair? Because they're not party to that expectation or that image. They don't know about it. It's in your head. So of course, people are not going to be able to live up to something they're not party to, they're not aware of. That may be it. Is it the way you're seeing things? Do you filter and see things through a negative lens? Anything that they said, do you misconstrue? Any kind of body language, do you misread? Are you looking for problems? It's true, some people in the world who are at their happiest when they're having problems. They're at their happiest when they're falling out with people. For whatever reason, it may be the negative reinforcement that they need. They may love the drama. They love then perhaps talking to others about the drama and the upset, and everything that drama can bring them. So, is it an element of that? Perhaps. So that phrase stayed with me, and it's so worth holding that in your mind and being aware of that and thinking, what is my involvement here? I'm not saying it's about blame, and I'm not saying it's about ignoring anything anybody else has done and all that. It's just about looking for which bit in there may have something to do with you, insofar as how you're viewing it, what version you're holding of the ideal or expectations that you've got of others or yourself, etc. Because once we're aware of that, we can then begin to tweak it. We can change the lens we're looking through. We can have a reality check about our expectations. We can discuss it with those people, or more importantly, we can discuss it with ourselves. Because as I've said previously, and firmly believe myself, the most important conversation we're ever going to have, ever, is with ourselves. It's not. I do a session on how to have difficult conversations, but this is about what we say to ourselves and how we speak to ourselves. So, getting back to the subject of how to have a cracking week. At the time of recording this, it's first thing on a Monday morning, and I have made the decision that I am going to have a really good week. I'm going to drive that forward. I'm going to make that happen. Partly in terms of my actions, what I do, invitations that I accept, or how to motivate myself at work and keep on track, how to respond to my husband and my children, what gestures of kindness to bring into their lives, my life, etc. I can make all of that happen because I'm in the driving seat. But also in terms of how I think. So I have got to be in the right mindset. I've got to be in a happy mindset. I've got to be in a grateful mindset, appreciative. Look at the good things. Make sure I focus on just all the good rather than any negative. And if we do things in bite-sized chunks, I always think they're much more. If I said to myself, right, I'm going to have a cracking life, whilst that's a great goal to have, don't get me wrong, it is a great goal to have. It's a big, big goal. And the minute I have a down moment, I will feel a failure and I will feel I've let myself down. But if I give myself, I believe, a week, that's manageable. It's realistic and it's measurable. So I can keep myself on track. This is why I think things like dry January or for a month is a manageable goal, because we know it's just a month. We can go on a fitness regime for a month, or dry January, or because it's a smaller, it's not forever, I don't have to give this up forever. But it's small enough to achieve, but big enough to inspire you. So the plan of having a cracking week is inspiring and small enough and manageable. Of course, then you build on it, because then once you've achieved that week and you've seen that actually you are in the driving seat and it is manageable, it can inspire you again to add it on and do another week. So bite-sized chunks, I think, help us to succeed in what overall goal. So, for example, when you're training for a marathon, instead of thinking about the whole 4 or 5 months training program, that's overwhelming, massive. It's about the next run. And only in that time are you focusing on that run, rather than you've got another one to do, then another one, etc. That's very disheartening, demotivating. But if we just focus on this run and this run only, that's manageable. So, it never ceases to amaze me. I've been in this wood millions of times and I get lost virtually every time, and I find new things, new parts. I've just discovered a new part I didn't even know was here. Anyway, so you and I wonder if we should, in this together, decide that we're going to have the best week, happiest week, calmest week, the most focused in terms of work, the most responsive in terms of relationships, whoever is in your life, those special people in your life. What can you do in this week to show unprompted kindness, unconditional gestures, patience, love, thought, nice times together, make things happen, make some exciting times, book things, arrange things, suggest things, etc. for just 1 week. Right now, it feels like we're kind of in the unknown, aren't we? We've got especially in the UK, not especially in the UK, but at the moment in the UK, we're in August now. We know that it feels that autumn's not very far away. The children are due back at schools in September. People are now, the news is focusing on all countries that are respiking. People are a little bit nervous. What do we expect in the winter? What's going to happen with the schools going back and the virus? It's very unknown, very, very unknown. What is the winter going to bring? Are we going to be able to go out, see each other? Will there be another lockdown? When will there be a vaccine? Will there be a vaccine, etc.? So we can focus on that if we want, of course, and maybe we need to for a little minute or two per day, just to give us a check on things, keep us informed, keep us abreast of things. But then we're in the driving seat. Thereafter, the TV, the news, the radio goes off, and you're in the driving seat of the week or the day or the half day that you want to focus on to make it happy, productive, a sense of achievement, grow, learn things, have contact. It's still sunny, it's still warm, we can still get out there, meet people in gardens, parks, whilst the weather's still good. We can enjoy keeping fit. We've got to keep doing that. There's never been a time before where it's so clear to us how important keeping fit and healthy and taking care of our physical being and taking responsibility for that. We can't expect doctors to give us slimming pills or quick fixes or things like that. We have got to take that responsibility for ourselves. We and only us are in charge of what does and doesn't go into our stomach, of whether we do stay alone, sitting around and lounging around, or whether we get up and get out. Only us. Cannot blame anybody else for that, and we cannot expect anybody else to give us the answers. We need to get up half an hour earlier and go out for a walk while it's still sunny and daylight and it's still light in the mornings. We need to make ourselves a healthy breakfast with some berries and fruits, yogurt or granola or something, rather than an unhealthy breakfast, an unhealthy lunch, etc. We can make that happen for ourselves. We've got to stop expecting others to do it or give us a quick fix or blame the government or blame the food packaging or blame everybody else. It is down to us. And the minute we realise that, and the minute we take that responsibility, then and only then can things change, and can things change permanently. So, you know, when we go out, it's not somebody else that chooses from that menu. We can choose salad or vegetables or whatever it is. Nobody makes us have the stuff that we know is doing nothing for us. So I think one of the gifts, if you want to call it the gifts, or one of the positives that can have come from this coronavirus can be the fact that so many people are out there now. When I go out, there are people walking you never used to see. There are people cycling that you never used to see. It's great. It's great to see people out and about in the fresh air, with their friends, with their family, socialising, exercising, moving. I think that's one of the best things that has come of this. But we need to go up a level. With the winter coming, we need to remember actually that the winter doesn't stop us. We just need to change the clothes that we're wearing, and continue with what we're doing. Still go out for long walks with your family and your friends and loved ones, but with a woolly hat and gloves on, for example. Right, if you could plan your week so that it's good on every front, financially good, fitness good, nutrition is good, your happiness, your social, your contact, your work, your results, your mindset, your happiness, then what would you need to do to make that happen? What would you need? Where would you need to go? Who would you need to see? How can you arrange that? What do you need to eat? What do you need to buy and get from the supermarket? So on. Because you are in the driving seat, and you may not be listening to this on the Monday. That's fine. Whatever day it is today, take note and think, for the next 7 days, I'm going to be on a cracking week drive. You're going to plan the best week. You're going to make it happen in every way for just a week. That is manageable. That's achievable. it's inspiring, and you deserve it. You deserve a great week. So make it happen. Sit down and plan now, today, whether you're on a train or wherever you are. Make a plan, a mental plan and a written plan of what you've actually got to do in order to achieve that. Make it happen. Who are you going to ring? What are you going to suggest? Who are you going to text? What are you going to invite? How can you make it happen? When? Where? Where are you going to walk or cycle, or just make it happen? You're the leader. You can design this. You can make this happen. Half the battle is deciding, no, I'm not just going to sit back and wait for a text to come in and suggesting I'm going to drive it. I'm not just going to hope. I'm going to make it happen. So, plan it, list it out, start it, send the text, type the text, write them, make that phone call, plan your work, get on with your work, plan your development, and initiate that contact. Look at your calendar, get your calendar out, all of those things, write your shopping list, all of those things, and make it happen. Really, really make it happen. And then I can speak to you again at next week's episode of Life Coaching on the Move, where in this time next week you will have had that, enjoyed that, and seen the benefits. The results would have sold themselves to you, and you'll be inspired to continue it for a further week. Up the ante, go up another level, reap the benefits of this week that you will have just had, and turn it up a notch. So have a great week. If you want to join me in the Life Skills and Confidence Workshop, then drop me an email, dawn@milestone-coaching.co.uk. It's much more affordable approach to have coaching, because the cost is split between a group of you. So I'm there, you get that coaching and that input, but it's more affordable than one-to-one. However, if you want one-to-one coaching and there's something specific, and you want 1 or 2 coaching Zoom sessions, and of course also email me, dawn@milestone-coaching.co.uk. And don't forget the summer sale if you want to do some real development on your time management and your stress. Then they're both on offer in a summer sale. So anyway, have a great, really great week, and I will talk to you on next week's podcast.